So today I'd like to introduce you to my very first book, The Destiny of One. I will be the first to admit this definitely has its flaws. It was my very first published book, and I've learned a lot since then. This is also definitely meant for youth readers. While there is a little bit of violence, most kids, especially if they've read stuff like Narnia, violence in here is about the same level. Not really that scary. But it is a sci-fi, but without a lot of the weirdness, definitely without all the evolution and a lot of the things you find in typical sci-fi. When I was 16, I got fascinated with sci-fi. My mom and dad let me watch the first Star Wars movie, which I don't recommend. I enjoyed it the first couple times I saw it. I went out more into the world and saw where a lot of those philosophies behind the movie came. I was very disenchanted, and my parents had already talked about some of the issues with it, but definitely I lost interest in that. But it did help me, inspire me for that genre. And so when I was finishing up a sort of historical fiction, kind of the precursor for the Tales series, though it didn't go by that name. I got this idea. It was pretty interesting. The first incarnation of it, when I was just scribbling it down, was the plot that most people will recognize has pretty much stayed the same. She goes looking for the crown jewels and then the prince, and so it's that part of it. The basic plot, overarching plot, has stayed the same. Maria character went under a great change. When I originally scripted it out, I found it was going to be about this girl who was really struggling with her faith in a very harsh environment, but it quickly became about Maria, who was very strong in her faith, but was struggling with just feeling at a loss at what to do. If you've watched my introduction to my writing overall, you know that I was going through a very difficult time when I was writing that. God was really reshaping my dreams. I had been going one direction and God pushed me towards writing, and I'm so glad he did. As Maria walked through the journey of feeling insecure and unsure, I had walked there as I was writing it. You know, everybody was asking me when I was 17, what are you going to do with your life? Where are you going to go to college? What are you going to do for a living? And at that point, although I thought I had a plan, God had kind of ripped the rug out from under my plan. And so I was very unsure and insecure and frustrated. My absolute favorite scene has to be kind of the dramatic one at the end, where she's saying that sometimes you're in the middle of your destiny before you even knew it began, because God often, his plans for us are so much different than what we plan for ourselves. And I found that to be true, and just wrote a story about what God was teaching me. And so that's my heart behind this story. Right now you can get this in Kindle. It is not available in paperback right now, but hopefully that will change at some point. If you're interested in sci-fi, even a little bit, or stories about people who just aren't sure what to do with their life, you can pick up The Destiny of One.